Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back once again. As always, appreciate you being here. So if you caught my last video, you know I rented a JLG lift for the first time with no experience to take down this big maple tree. And as you can see, I ended that video without getting the rest of the tree down. I basically relieved all the weight off of these two uprights going up in that tree just to make sure it didn't crack if I didn't get any more done. It got very windy, got to be pretty well unsafe, so I came down, and then as the day went on, the wind gust kind of slowed down, and I went ahead and, as you can see, got the rest of that tree down to where I can manage it from the ground. Got the lift taken back. So my thoughts on that: definitely, with no experience, you can rent one of these lifts and get a tree down on the ground so much cheaper than getting a tree service guy in here. Even if you got to go 2 days on it to get used to it. Like I said, the biggest struggle for me was the machine did not move on itself. I had to hook it back up to the truck and continue to move it. So if you can get a machine that moves around, I think you can definitely do it, learn the controls, and get it done in 1 day. So enough said about that. It was a good experience overall for me. And as you can see here this morning, I have got a nice mess here to clean up now because, like I said, the wind died down and I just went up in it. And then once I learned where I needed to have the machine setting so I could reach, I was able to knock the rest of that tree out in probably an hour. So got a mess to clean up here today. Not sure how much footage I'll get of it, but I thought I'd throw you guys in time lapse because, as you can see, the sky behind me here, we've got rain coming in about an hour and a half, and it's going to be an all-day rain. So I want to get a lot of this brush cleaned up out of the yard so I can get it hauled next door before it gets muddy and open the backyard up again. So stick with me. We're going to put it in time lapse and get suited up and get something done here. All right, so as you can see, I've got pretty much all that brush knocked off of the main firewood sticks with the 194T. Made pretty quick work of that. It's all pretty well leveled down, laying down everything. I might find a few more limbs that are still attached as I get in here, but I'm gonna get in here with the 261 and start bucking this wood up so I can get a straight shot in here in between with the dump trailer where I don't have to drag this brush so far. But first, as you can see, the back side of this tree leaned toward the woods back here, and I had no choice but to fall a few of these across the creek here. Now we are looking at some rain, and believe it or not, this little creek behind my house, if we get a lot of rain, this comes straight out of the city up there, and it'll get up there pretty good. So my goal right now, this stump, or this piece of limb wood here, probably about 10-inch diameter, it's fine, it'll be fine, the water will go under that. But I got a few more here that I was gonna just bring the pickup in here and drag them up out of the creek, but unfortunately I can't get the truck in here yet. So before this rain comes, I'm gonna go ahead and buck these up and get all that brush up out of the creek. That way we're good there. I would bring the truck in here, but like I said, I can't back it through all this mess. So we're gonna get the 261 out, jump down in the creek, and get the rest of that cleaned up. And you could see right there, this tree was dying. You could see the staining in there, even on the limb wood. And a lot of this limb wood had carpenter ants in it, even the small stuff there. It's like they burrowed up through and got some of the limbs first, and they were burrowing down into the tree. There's a good example right there. And there's our critter right there. That'll focus. Biggest tree killer here in the Midwest right there. Carpenter ants. Well, there is the upright portion of that tree that was in the creek, and as usual, when you're trying to work and film, I forgot to push the record button. So I've got it all up out of the creek. I bucked it up to make it lighter, threw the rounds up here and got all the brush out. So now we're good on the creek. The water can come up, and the rest of this portion here I can just flip up on the bank by hand. So now let's get busy clearing a path here through the middle so I can get the dump trailer in here. So, all right, everybody, after 5 to 10 minutes of catching my breath there, it's starting to mist here a little bit. The rain is getting closer, but as you can see here behind me, I've got quite the pile of wood rounds starting to gather up. And I'm going to continue bucking this up, like I said earlier, to get the trailer in here before this rain comes so I can get this brush out of my yard. And as you've seen, and as I said in the last video, I'm cutting a lot of this as small as my arm because instead of lifting it on the brush and making the brush heavier, I'm cutting it up as far as I can. We're going to put that right over there behind the garage, and we'll just burn that in the wood burner in the garage in round form. You pack it in there, it holds a good fire. So I'm going to let you go with this one. I think all of you that are watching this content know how the rest of this goes. So my wife's going to come out here and help me get some brush pulled out, and she is not currently wanting to be a YouTube personality. So rain's coming. She's coming out. We're going to get this up. Stick around to the end. I'll show some final pictures or some time lapse. I'm not sure, but if you stick around to the end, there'll be a little bit more, and you'll get a little bit more closure on what we got going on here. So thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, get outside. See ya.